Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the Short Haired Sisters. And today I'll be talking about some jiu-jitsu unspoken or unwritten rules that every white belt should know before going into the sport. And I know this may be somewhat intimidating for some people as you're walking into a sport, it's very close contact, very claustrophobic, but I just thought that I'd give a video explaining some unwritten rules that I personally believe, and you are completely inclined to disagree with me and my opinions. These is just my personal preference of how I think that you should treat yourself when going to jiu-jitsu. I also apologize for any background noise. For some reason, it's all of a sudden deciding to rain when I sat down to film this video. So if you hear any rain sounds or thunder, then that's why, because the clouds don't like me today for some reason. Alright, so I've organized this video into 3 different categories. We have the hygiene category, the comfort category, and the respect category. So starting off with hygiene. Hygiene is extremely important. You're going to be very close to the people that you're rolling with, and it's just extremely important to have good hygiene overall. That involves cutting your nails. You do not want to be the training partner with your nails that are this long, cutting people, scratching people. It's really not a vibe. Next thing is washing your gi and your belt. Yes, your belt. Because people normally just wash their gis, but because some people believe that if you wash your belt, it takes away your experience or something, it doesn't. I promise. Wash your belt. It gets just as sweaty. It touches just as many surfaces as your gi, so why wouldn't you wash it too? If you're worried about your stripes falling off, you can also iron them and then toss it in the wash and then iron them after, and it usually makes them stay on, at least it has for me. The next topic I have to discuss is showers, deodorant, and breath. You need to take a shower after training. You need to take a shower before training. You need to smell good. You need to wear deodorant, and your breath also needs to be adequate. Because with how close you are to your training partner, it is really awkward if your breath smells like the goldfish that you ate 3 hours ago. It's really not a vibe. Nobody wants to smell that. Carry around gum, carry breath mints. Be there for your training partners if they need anything as well. It is very, very important to smell good, at least for me. I do not want to be the smelly training partner that nobody wants to roll with because I smell. I personally keep some fragrance mist in my bag that I can spray on right before I go on the mat, just to make myself smell as good as possible for those that I'm rolling with to make them feel comfortable. The next topic is no shoes on the mat. This could also be tied into respect, but I personally consider it hygiene. If you're walking on the mat with your shoes that have been around the world and back, my face is about to go right there. And that's really nasty, because if your shoes have been in the bathroom and then they go on the mat, absolutely not. This also goes along with the fact that you need to wash your feet. Your feet. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times I have had teammates run off the mat, go to the bathroom barefoot, then step on the mat right after without washing their feet or wearing shoes in the bathroom. It is absolutely disgusting. At least for me personally, and it may just be a girl thing, but I don't know. Some guys are pretty nasty in the bathroom, and some girls' restrooms are also not the best to be stepping on with bare feet and then stepping right back on the mat. So I highly recommend wearing shoes anytime that you step off the mat during class or any other time that you're in the gym. And the last thing for hygiene that I have, it's more centered around girls, or if there are guys with longer hair, you need to have your hair tied up well. Me personally, I enjoy doing a high ponytail and then a braid so that it doesn't get in the way, or a high ponytail and then a bun, or French braids, or Dutch braids, or bubble braids. Anything to keep your hair tied up, because you don't want your hair to be flailing in other people's mouths, flailing in other people's faces, getting ripped out. It's really not the best. So make sure that your hair is tied up well before you go to class. There's the thunder again. Okay, the next category is comfort. Now, this is really important to most girls, I would say, more than guys. I understand that guys can get uncomfortable as well, and these are completely my opinions. But most of these comfort items are centered around girls because I am one, so I don't know the comfort struggles of a guy. Alright, the first thing is the right clothing to make you and your opponent feel comfortable. If you feel uncomfortable rolling with a guy because they don't have a shirt on under their gi, or if you're a guy and you feel uncomfortable rolling with a girl that has just a sports bra on under her gi, you're allowed to say no to that match. Which also ties into the next one. You can say no to people asking you to roll. If you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want to train with a smelly training partner, you can say no. If they make you feel uncomfortable, you can say no, and you don't owe them an explanation. If they ask why, you're going to say, I have personal reasons, and move on. Now, back to right clothing to make your opponent feel comfortable. Most people, I think, should have a shirt or a rash guard on under their gi, as well as biker shorts, athletic shorts, any shorts under the gi pants, because if those gi pants were to be like grabbed and yanked and your pants fell off, not a vibe if you're not wearing any shorts. So you definitely need to be wearing shorts, you need to be wearing a shirt or a rash guard. At least in my opinion, it makes me way more comfortable to roll with that person, and I'm sure it'll make that person way more comfortable to roll with me. And the next one out of comfort is you can tap at any time for any reason. If you're on bottom mount and they're not doing anything, and they are just stinking up the place because they're a smelly training partner, you can tap. It doesn't have to be a submission. It doesn't have to be some elaborate footlock or something for you to be able to tap. You can tap at any time for any reason. Then, the last thing that I have for comfort is you don't have to stay at only one gym. Go try out different gyms. Go to other gyms' open mats. I have recently started doing this after 4 years almost of not going to another gym at all. And I started going to open mats, and it's literally made me learn so much in a small period of time because I'm rolling against new people that I don't get to roll with every day. It's really helpful to benefit your jiu-jitsu, and I highly recommend going to other gyms, to go to open mats, to go to classes, to learn from other people, because the only way you're going to grow is by learning from others. Now, we're on to respect. This one is some of these things get on my nerves so much sometimes it's not even funny. So let's jump straight into it. First one, never, ever, 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 ever talk about getting promoted. Ask your instructor when you're going to get a stripe. Ask your instructor when you're going to get a belt. Ask your instructor if you're testing for a belt. Ask your instructor if they have a belt waiting for you. Demand stripes, demand a belt from your instructor because you've been there that many times. Absolutely do not do it. It is so disrespectful and so awkward for both the professor and the people around you when you're asking for stripes, you're asking for promotions, you're asking for belt test dates all the time. Especially new white belts. We had this one guy come in, and literally his second class, he was asking when he's going to get his first stripe. And it really, really, really annoyed me and the others around me that he was asking for stripes. Because it's literally, you're going to get your stripe when you get your stripe. Chill out, relax. It's all part of the journey. You'll be okay. So never, ever, ever ask for stripes. Never ask for a belt promotion. Never demand stripes or a belt promotion from your instructor, because it is seen as extremely, extremely rude. The next thing that has to do with respect is don't brag or cheer when you win. This mostly happens with white belts. Is colored belts will play easier on them so that they aren't getting hurt or they aren't just being really annoying. And then the white belt will win, they'll get an arm bar, a triangle, and they'll be gloating, stomping around the class. Don't be that white belt, because nobody will like it. I can tell you from experience, we had a white belt come in, totally gloated. It was the most annoying thing for everybody in class to hear all about how he beat the orange belt with an arm bar. The next thing that has to do with respect is taking care of your training partners. You guys are all a team. You need to respect, you need to care for your training partners. If your training partner needs a piece of gum, give them the piece of gum. If your training partner needs a mint, give them a mint. Care for them, take care of them, because if you were in their situation, you would want a piece of gum or a mint as well. Really just be nice and respectful to everybody around you, because you don't want to be the person that's super mean to everybody. And the next thing is don't be a crappy training partner. And this is kind of hard to explain because most newer white belts will not know how to train belts that come in that are younger than them. Like, I personally know how to treat brand new white belts because I've been doing it for nearly 4 years. But a white belt with 1 or 2 stripes that's only been going for a month or two is gonna not know how to treat them responsibly. So if you're a white belt and a new white belt comes in, you need to treat them with respect and not just beat them up. Because most of the time that's what happens is The white belt that has one stripe beats up the brand new kid, and the new kid never comes back. And that is not what we want, because we want a big, happy family. So if you're a new white belt and you're beating up on the newer white belt, just be ready, because some colored belts are going to come beat you up. Because we need more training partners, we need the community, and if you're not going to contribute to it, then it really makes everybody involved upset. The next thing that has to do with respect that isn't necessarily that important, but I've just found that it's respectful to coaches, is if a group is rolling and they have a higher belt than you, you're the ones that need to move. If 2 white belts are rolling, 2 yellow belts are rolling, and they're about to run into each other, the yellow belts shouldn't be the ones that have to move. The white belts should move. And this is just completely my opinion, but if your professor's rolling right here and you're rolling right here, and they're a black belt and you're a new white belt, you need to be the one to move, because the professor has earned their time to be able to continue their match. My phone keeps locking me out. Alright, and the next 2 things kind of depend on your gym. I know that some gyms do them, some don't. Bow to get on and off the mat. This shows the mat respect, this shows your opponent's respect. I personally bow to get on and off. I know some people who don't, and that is completely okay, but in my opinion, I see it as respectful to bow on and off the mat. Another thing that I don't personally do, but I've seen others do out of respect, is tying your belt away from the coaches. So if you're at the end of class, coach is here, you're in line, you turn around, you tie your belt, then you come back. Because it shows respect to the coach, and it shows respect to your teammates. I don't personally do it, but I know a couple people that do. And the last thing, respect your coaches and your peers overall. Respect your coaches, respect your peers, respect your classmates, respect all the adults in the room, all the teens, all the kids, because you guys are all in it together. You're one gym, you're one team, and you don't want to be the gym that's bickering back and forth between these 2 people and fighting with these 2 people. You are one team, so get along as one. So those are all of my jiu-jitsu pet peeves and unspoken rules that I have for you guys today. I am so sorry that I haven't posted a book video in a little bit. I literally have been in such a reading slump. I've read like 3 books in the past 2 months. So that's so much fun, I guess. But I'm hoping to start reading more and posting more videos now that it's summer. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it really brought some clarity to you as to what to do as a new white belt joining jiu-jitsu. And I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!